Hey guys, it's Mark from North 7 Outdoors. Welcome back to another episode. Today's episode, we're going to conclude the Jack Lake tournament scene. So we left off doing my reset, which is something I do every tournament day, is take 20 minutes and retie, change lures. So I'll just show you the rest of the clips for that. It's pretty windy and weedy. I didn't have a spinnerbait tied on, but I did have a whopper plopper on, which is usually a big fish lure. Just random casting here, hoping to get a big fish.
Oh my god. Really took that. Alright, first decent large bow, over 12 inches. Got it right up boat. Little whopper plopper action. Okay, number 4 is there. Set the bow, there we go.
So I'm fishing the main lake, which is very busy with recreational boaters, and I get the fifth fish, a little 14-inch smallmouth. So I have a limit, but I don't have the limit that I want.
Okay, didn't know that kind of fight. Hopefully we got like it.
So with a limit of about 7.5 pounds, I have not found an area that I'm looking for yet. So I need to go explore this lake and try and get something done. So I find a stump field that looks somewhat promising, so I decided to stop in here, and next to it there's also another little cove that's got some stumps and some grass mats, and I'm like, alright, well, let's try and find some decent largemouth here. I got this little guy, which is like 10 inches, which is the theme, other than one random whopper plopper fish, but even that fish was tiny for a whopper plopper.
Right.
So I decide to make another move. At this point, it's like 6.5 hours into the tournament probably, and 7.5 pounds I'm thinking is far away from the 15 pounds needed. So I go back to the starting point where there's a marshy area where I had 2 blow-ups on a frog. I'm hoping I can get something done.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
So there were a few fish that I just couldn't get on camera for whatever reason. I'm not sure where they are, but we ended up getting, let's see, we had one about 2 and just under 2.25 probably, one just under 1.5 pounds, and then we had 3 that were like 1.25 pounds maybe. So I mean, we're looking at 7.5 pounds that we dumped at 1 o'clock. The weigh-ins were at 3 o'clock. Last year we had like, I think there were 10 boats there. I didn't go to it, or 10 or 15, and the winning weight was like 10 pounds. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, so there's 25 boats, so the winning weight should be 15 pounds. It's a big lake. 15 pounds should, at least be what you need to win. So I'm like 7.5 pounds, 2 hours left. I'm out of here. Well, that came back to bite me in the butt. And here's why. It's not like I had a winning weight by any means, but I mean, I was in the top 10. And you only needed like 11.5, 11 3/4 to win. And I had some smallmouth in there. So I mean, I easily could have made a couple calls. So that was just me pulling the plug too early. The big problem with Jack Lake. So I didn't know the lake, so I decided, it's kind of like a big horseshoe. I decided to split the lake in half. I'm going to follow the northern section closest to the launch, and I'm going to work my way in that lake. Because it is a few thousand acres, I believe. So it's quite a large lake. And was idling around. Last video I talked about in West Macoun timing, where I always feel like I'm in the right area, but when things don't add up, I feel like it's a timing issue. With Jack Lake, I couldn't find what I was looking for, which I guess would be your 15-foot deep section and then having laydowns on that. All the laydowns I went to were on like 2 or 3 feet of water, and it didn't have the sharp drop off to 15 feet that I couldn't find on that lake. I found, deep pockets of water here, 40, 50 feet, but I just couldn't find that 15-foot section where it hit the shoreline. Everywhere I hit the shoreline for me was like 6 feet and just filled with weeds. So that was probably my biggest problem. Well, anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video. Coming up soon is a hodgepodge of the long weekend clips. Thank you guys for watching, and take care.